order. Could we have a roll call, please?
Councilman Anderson, Councilman Woodford,
Present.
Mayor Swallows,
Here.
Vice Mayor Epps,
Here.
Councilman Albright. Here. 4 present, 1 absent.
Thank you. Would everyone please stand for a moment of silence, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance? Thank you.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated. All right. We have additions, subtractions to the agenda.
We need to add item 8. Consider approval, purchase of one 2013 Chevy Impala for the police department, sponsor Bob Terry.
All right. Do we have a motion to amend the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
All right. All vote.
4 yes votes, motion carries.
I guess we need to get a motion to approve the amended agenda then.
Yeah, I think you do.
Okay, so moved.
And second.
Second.
All right. All vote.
4 yes votes, motion carries.
Thank you. Old business, consider approval of minutes of council meeting held on September 20th, 2012.
Move to approve.
Second.
All vote.
4 yes votes, motion carries.
All right. Item 3, hold a public hearing and consider on second and final reading ordinance 120918, amending the budget of the general fund of the city of Cookeville for the 2012-2013 fiscal year. Sponsors Mr. Mike Davidson.
Mayor, council members, there's been no changes to this ordinance. It does appropriate funding for purchase of real property as well as equipment. These funds would come from the general fund balance, and but I'd recommend approval.
Thank you, Mr. Davidson. Got a motion for approval.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions, comments from council? All right. Seeing none, all vote.
4 yes votes, motion carries.
Thank you, Mr. Davidson. All right, the consent agenda. Item 4, set a date 11/15/2012 for a public hearing on ordinance 121019, annexation and zoning of Bennett Road extension area, and resolution 121010, adopting plan of services for the same. Item 5, consider approval of purchase of one vehicle from the police department paid with drug fund money. I have a motion for approval on the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Questions, comments? Seeing none, all vote.
4 yes votes, motion carries.
All right, on to new business. Item 6, consider approval of an agreement with TVA providing for the City of Cookeville's participation in the Green Power Providers Program. Sponsors Mr. Tony Peak.
Mayor and Council, this Green Power Providers Agreement that I'm asking for your approval of tonight replaces an old Generation Partners pilot agreement that was developed back in 2003. So worked out a lot of bugs over an 8 or 9 year period. It's a companion program to the Green Power Switch program that some of you may buy some green power, but it allows customers to either buy local renewable energy or build their own. A few of the perks to this new agreement is the old agreement was a 10-year contract where you got basically the local power rate plus a 12% premium, but it was only for 10 years. They're extending that now to 20 years. There'll still be a premium payment plus the local power rate for 10 years, then the local power rate for an additional 10 years. On the small systems, like most people install less than kW, there's a new fast track process. It makes it real easy to get all the paperwork taken care of. The incentives are going to be aligned to the renewable costs, and as we all know, the cost of solar panels and the cost of installations has gone down considerably in the 8 or 9 years the program's been around. They are still offering a 12% premium for calendar year 2012. There's a possibility that could be reduced in the years going forward. And the system's required. It's going to require the installers to have a little more education, but it's very minimal. And I'm told that the people that have been installing the ones here in Cookeville will easily pass those qualifications. And Mikey, if you would, please. And I just showed some additional information there to give you an idea of some of the systems in Cookeville. We currently have 7 systems, as you can see, ranging in size from 5 kW to the largest of 38 kW down at J&S Construction. And I'd recommend your approval.
Thank you, Mr. Peak. Do I have a motion for approval?
So moved.
Second.
Questions, comments from the council?
You expect, Tony, do you expect to see with this, I guess, revamping or just making some amendments to this original program, you expect to see some more participation, business-wise and personal homes?
I hope so, Larry. In reading about the new program from TVA's perspective in the last few days, they're flooded with new installations. We've got 2 that we're looking at. Hopefully they'll install those. But, yeah, I see it really picking up these last 3 months of this year.
We asked this. We asked this at our work session, but we're essentially just we're sort of the middlemen in this, passing on the program that I guess TVA is instituted. Any way or form or fashion that the city of Cookeville and the city of Cookeville's electric department can help incentivize that, either by streamline the process, or do you have any thoughts on that? Can we?
That's certainly something we can look at, as I mentioned in the work session. A couple of other things are going on. We're in a position to apply for a grant to build a system here that hopefully will be in the parking lot adjacent to City Hall. Maybe it'll be covered parking with the solar panels being the roof, and we can power not only the lights in the parking lot but also Dogwood Park. Then additionally, I think it was maybe Melinda, Gail, or Connie shared some information with me. At least in Utah, and I think a couple of systems in Kentucky are looking at solar farms. The power system or the city's building those, then either selling showers or leasing those to customers. So looking at all that, for sure.
Good. Okay. Well, you had made mention of that at the work session, but I wanted to just basically clarify that because it's a pretty exciting program, I think, and I like the way that I don't know if we're the cutting edge, but we're working hard to try to incentivize this green power. So thank you.
Anything else? Anyone else? All right, seeing none, I'll vote.
Thank you.
4 yes votes, motion carries.
All right, item 7, consider awarding bids for vehicles through the various departments, and sponsors Mr. Mike Davidson.
Mayor and council members, we did a collective bid for vehicles for various departments. All of the vehicles, just to point out real quick, low bidder on all vehicles meeting specs was Valley Ford. Just to go over each vehicle with you, there's a SUV, Explorer size SUV. That bid was $24,880. There's 2 of those vehicles, one for electric department, one for the gas department. We have 2-wheel drive regular cab 6-foot bed pickup trucks. Those were F-150s was the low bid. It was $15,740. There's 2 of those vehicles in the meter reading department. We have 2 regular cab pickup trucks with an 8-foot bed, and low bid on those $17,125. There's 2 of those vehicles that would be for the maintenance department. And then we have also 2 vehicles that are extended cab 4-wheel drive pickup trucks, one for the sanitation department and one for the gas department. But I'd recommend approval.
Thank you, Mr. Davidson. Do I have a motion for approval?
So moved.
Second.
Any questions, comments from the council?
Were these budgeted out?
Each one of these was budgeted in each one of these departments, yes. Yes.
I knew that question was coming. Good question, though. Anything else? Seeing none, I'll vote.
4 yes votes, motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Davidson. And the new item on the agenda is item 8. Consider approval to purchase one 2013 Chevy Impala for the police department. Sponsors Chief Bob Terry.
Mayor and council, what you have before you is a replacement vehicle for the one that was flooded out recently when we had all the rain. TML has paid for the car, and we're going to keep the salvage for future parts and stuff. So, and we'd like to get that on the same bid that we originally had for the regular budgeted cars. The difference in the price between the 2012 and 2013 is $83.
You said $83?
$83. We'd ask your approval.
Thank you, sir. Do we have a motion for approval?
So moved.
Second.
Questions? Comments?
Looks like we're going to be driving Chevys. Yeah, for a while.
All right, seeing none, I'll vote.
4 yes votes, motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief Terry. All right, this is the portion of the meeting where we will open the floor to anyone that would like to come forward and speak about anything, ask questions. We just ask that if you would, please keep it to 3 minutes. If you would, and also state your name, if you don't mind.
My name is Louis Tomaso. I'd like to find out what building codes are enforced in the city of Cookeville.
You'd like to find out, I'm sorry, the building codes?
Yes, the building codes.
Why wouldn't you just come to City Hall and ask that question instead of at a council meeting?
Well, I sent my partner to the building department to get a copy of the city codes, and she was informed to request it at the city council meeting that he didn't know what to give her.
Who informed your partner of that?
Do you have his card?
He's head of the codes department.
Oh, that's the head of the codes department. She went and saw him, and she saw him this week, and he said just request it at the city council meeting.
So you want a copy of the city codes?
Yes, because I'll be starting to build again, and I don't know if it's the Southern Building Codes, the National Building Codes, and he wouldn't inform us what codes are being followed.
I don't believe that.
Well,
Okay.
Jeff, would you like to come out here?
did not believe it, and it happened.
I don't believe it.
That's why I'm here tonight.
Ms. Tomaso came by my office last week. I informed her what codes were adopted, 2006 International Code. She kept saying that we had some kind of violation, we had problems. She never would tell me where we're at. I asked her, do you know what codes we're under? She said, no, my husband would. So I did tell her, you know, what codes we have adopted.
I would like to know what codes are being followed. Is it the Southern Building Code or?
The 2006 International Code, Southern Building Code, doesn't exist anymore.
Okay, thank you.
Well,
That's what I wanted to find out.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you, Jeff.
All right, do we have anyone else?
My name is Betty Tomaso, and Mr. Shipley, I'm interested in the statement that you just made, that you said, quote unquote, I don't believe that. Is that correct?
That is very correct. Yes, ma'am.
That is what you just said?
Yes.
Okay. Were you present at that meeting?
I was not, but I know who my people are, and I know they don't turn down that kind of information. I mean, for what reason?
I have no idea. Mr. Shipley, I saw a letter that you wrote by the time cards that are kept by certain city employees. And in the letter, you stated to the employees, to which the letter was addressed to, that they should not clock people in and out. The letter's posted there by where they clock in and out.
Yes, that's true.
Okay. Did you know before you wrote that letter that employees were doing that?
Yes, I did. I did, yes.
You did.
Yeah.
In the letter, you stated that you were upset because you learned about this when the newspaper called you. I don't know the letter verbatim. I'm only
Well, it sounds
recalling
like
it.
you're pretty well versed in it.
I didn't
don't
write
know.
the letter.
I don't know. That was a long time ago that I wrote that letter.
Well, at that time,
What's your point?
my point being that if you were not present at that meeting, I'm going to use the word assume, that you are relying upon the head of the codes department for that information. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. There were only 2 people present in that room, myself and the gentleman who spoke, who's head of the codes department.
Your partner, right?
Pardon me?
Your partner.
You mean my business partner? That is correct, Mr. Shipley.
Mr. Tomaso, I'm sorry, but can I interrupt just for a second?
Yes.
If this is a personal thing that you would like to speak
No,
with
it's
anyone,
not a personal thing.
Could we take care of that during city hall hours? I mean, just
If my 3 minutes are up, I'm finished.
okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. But you are welcome to come to City Hall and discuss any of that you would like to. I just don't know that it's appropriate for this meeting to go back and forth like that. It's fine to set up an appointment.
I tried it.
All right. Would anyone else like to come forward? All right. Anything from the council? I think we have a few announcements.
Yes. The Brown Bag Lunch Concert Series, it starts tomorrow at 11:30 to 1 o'clock. It's going to be Jeremy Fritz, bluegrass and classical guitar. Hope you all can come. And the Fall Foliage Excursion Trains is going to be going from Cookeville to Allgood, October 20th and October 27th. Contact the Cookeville-Putnam County Chamber of Commerce for that. Saturday on the west side is the Purple Pride on the west side, and starts at 10 a.m. They're going to have a lot of things for children. There's going to be story hour at 11. There's going to be a book signing and a lot of other things, so check it out.
Also, we've got continuing to expound on the busy weekend we have here in Cookeville. Tech plays Jacksonville State Saturday night, so Cookeville again becomes Techville. So go out and support Golden Eagles. I believe Leisure Service is having Shakespeare in the Park, Macbeth, starting this weekend at 7 p.m. in Dogwood Park. And if you want to get a little information about Native American culture, going to the fairgrounds, I think it's the 11th annual Cumberland Plateau Powwow. So that's out at the fairgrounds both Saturday and Sunday. So we got a full weekend.
Anything else?
I have no idea what's going on.
Also, some TTU students and faculty members came by earlier. In October 21st through 27th is Chemistry Week, and the student members of the American Chemical Society will be celebrating that. And there are a lot of events scheduled. A double helix and a nanostructure balloon display in the reception area of Bryan Fine Arts Building from October 21st to the 27th. A special lecture by Dr. Amanda Crook to discuss the topic of green chemistry is in Foster Hall from 5 to 6 p.m. October 24th, room 220. And then they also have the Golden Helix 5K. You should know that. A 3.1-mile walk-run on October 27th. It's a joint event with the TTU American Society of Biochemistry and Molecular Biology, the TTU Lions Club, and the TTU Chem Med Club. And there are more details on that at goldenhelix5k.com. Also, for more information on any of those week's events, you may contact Janet Kuntz with the TTU Department of Chemistry at 372-6521.
As a chemistry minor, I'm going to go and speak my 2 cents. You better go. It's totally good fun. All that nanostructure stuff will blow your mind away. It's fun.
As a chemistry minor and a runner, you better be there. All right. Anything else? All right. This meeting's adjourned.